On a cool, clear autumn morning at Redwood University, an atmosphere of quiet anticipation settled over the venerable halls of the advanced calculus classroom. Today was not to be an ordinary lecture. The room, with its high ceilings and time-worn wooden desks, exuded a sense of tradition and intellectual rigor. Yet the energy in the air hinted at something transformative on the horizon. Mr. Markham, a veteran teacher whose passion for mathematics was matched only by his fervent political beliefs, strode into the room with a determined air. Known for his unyielding opinions and willingness to challenge conventional academic paradigms, he had decided that today's lesson would not be confined to the abstract symbols of calculus alone. Instead, he planned to fuse mathematical inquiry with a broader commentary on society, a risky endeavor that blurred the lines between pedagogy and politics. On the expansive whiteboard hung a message that boldly declared, "Redefining academic priorities." The inscription set the stage for a lecture that would question whether traditional calculus should remain insulated from the social currents of the modern world. As Mr. Markham began to outline his thesis, speaking passionately about the necessity of integrating themes of social justice and equity into every corner of academic discourse, the students listened with mixed expressions. Some were eager for the debate, while others exchanged nervous glances at the audacity of his proposal. Among the sea of faces was one that immediately drew attention despite his quiet demeanor. In the back row sat Clint Eastwood, not the younger version one might imagine from a student, but the real Clint Eastwood, a man whose life and career had transcended Hollywood legend. With a mature presence, weathered by decades of experience and guided by an unwavering commitment to truth, Clint had chosen to attend this class out of a lifelong love for mathematics. His steely eyes, still as piercing as in his cinematic heyday, observed every word with measured intensity. As Mr. Markham's lecture reached a fervent pitch, his voice resonating with the urgency of social change, Clint slowly raised his hand. The room fell silent. Mr. Markham, both surprised and somewhat irked by the interruption, turned his attention to the distinguished guest. "Sir," Clint began in a deep, resonant tone that carried the weight of many years and many battles fought on and off the screen, "while I appreciate the importance of addressing the inequities in our society, I must respectfully insist that we preserve the purity of mathematics. Calculus is not merely a tool for critique, it is the language of the universe, a medium through which we uncover absolute truths." His words, measured and dignified, resonated in the hushed silence that followed. A ripple of murmurs passed through the classroom. Mr. Markham's eyes flashed with a mixture of indignation and curiosity. "Mr. Eastwood," he replied coolly, "are you suggesting that our current curriculum, enriched with social context, is inherently flawed? That by stripping away these layers, we risk losing the broader relevance of our studies?" Clint's gaze remained steady as he responded, "Not at all. My contention is that while societal issues are indeed pressing, the integrity of mathematics must remain untarnished by external agendas. The precision, the objectivity, these are the foundations upon which true learning is built. When we let ideology color our understanding, we risk distorting the very truths we seek to uncover." The tension in the room grew palpable. It was clear that Mr. Markham had underestimated the depth of Clint's convictions. Determined to prove his point and perhaps to challenge what he saw as an unwarranted intrusion of politics into his domain, Mr. Markham stepped to the whiteboard. With a confident flourish, he scrawled an intricate multivariable calculus problem, a problem so complex and multifaceted that it seemed designed to humiliate any challenger. "Very well, Mr. Eastwood," Mr. Markham declared, his tone laced with condescension. "Since you extol the virtues of unadulterated mathematics, demonstrate for us your mastery. Solve this problem before us all, if indeed you are as capable as you claim." A murmur of excitement and apprehension surged among the students. The challenge was clear, a gauntlet thrown down in the name of academic rigor. Without a hint of hesitation, Clint rose to his feet. The classroom, previously divided by ideological allegiances, now watched as the legendary icon stepped forward with the quiet confidence of a man who had faced far greater challenges than a calculus problem. "Challenge accepted," Clint said, his voice unwavering. "I note that this problem permits multiple avenues of solution. Would you prefer that I adhere strictly to the standard method, or shall I demonstrate an alternative approach, one that draws upon the rich tapestry of mathematical history and modern insight? Mr. Markham's brow furrowed, and for a brief moment, the usually unflappable teacher appeared taken aback. Prove, then, that your method is not only correct, but also superior in elegance and efficiency, he retorted. With deliberate calm, Clint advanced to the board and began to work. His hand moved slowly at first, outlining the fundamental structure of the problem. His explanation was measured and deliberate, interweaving historical references with modern analytical techniques. We begin with a substitution, he explained, his voice carrying the cadence of a seasoned storyteller. This substitution, reminiscent of methods employed by Euler in the mid-18th century, simplifies the integrand and reveals underlying symmetries. Notice how the transformation illuminates the path forward. As Clint worked, his approach unfolded in two distinct methods. First, he presented the traditional approach, a meticulous, step-by-step process that adhered strictly to the established protocols of calculus. Then, seamlessly, he transitioned to an innovative alternative. But mathematics, he remarked, is not a stagnant field. It evolves. Here, I propose a series expansion that reduces the complexity of this integration into a series of manageable, elegantly summable expressions. His explanation was punctuated by quiet confidence, and as he wrote each equation, the room seemed to hold its breath. Students scribbled notes, some recording on their devices, while others simply absorbed every word with rapt attention. Even Mr. Markham's earlier bravado began to waver as the undeniable clarity of Clint's demonstration took hold. With every stroke of the marker, Clint not only solved the problem but also imparted a lesson in humility and the timeless nature of mathematical truth. After several long, deliberate minutes, Clint stepped back from the board, letting the final lines of his dual solution stand as a testament to his mastery. The silence that followed was profound. Then, almost imperceptibly at first, applause began to rise, a quiet clapping that swelled into a resounding ovation. In that moment, it was not about politics or celebrity, it was about the celebration of knowledge and the triumph of clear, objective reasoning. If you're moved by the power of this moment, be sure to like and subscribe for more stories that inspire and educate. Mr. Markham, visibly shaken by the display of skill and humility, approached the board. His face, once marked by stern conviction, now bore the soft lines of introspection and regret. I have been remiss, he admitted, his voice low and sincere. In my zeal to address broader societal issues, I allowed my judgment to be clouded by ideology. Today, you have reminded us that the purity of mathematics, the relentless pursuit of truth, is not something to be compromised. Clint Eastwood's response was measured and gracious. I mean no disrespect, Mr. Markham. I am here because, like you, I believe in the transformative power of education. Mathematics transcends the transient nature of politics, it speaks a universal language that binds us in our search for truth. I would be honored to collaborate with you in evolving our curriculum, so that we may honor both the rigorous beauty of calculus and the realities of the world we live in. As the words echoed through the room, a palpable shift occurred. The class, which had been divided moments before, now united in a shared commitment to genuine learning. Small groups began to form, and students engaged in animated discussions, debating the merits of traditional methods, questioning the integration of social commentary in academia, and exploring the delicate balance between objectivity and empathy. Over the next several minutes, the classroom transformed into a vibrant forum of ideas. Mr. Markham, now humbled and open to new perspectives, listened intently as his students voiced their thoughts. One student raised a question about the series expansion technique, and another inquired about the historical evolution of substitution methods. Clint moved among the clusters of students, clarifying doubts and offering insights with the ease of a mentor who had spent a lifetime refining his craft. In a quiet corner of the room, a group of students discussed the broader implications of the day's events. This isn't just about solving an equation, one whispered. It's about recognizing that true knowledge isn't confined to one perspective. We have to be willing to question, to learn from each other, and to let go of our biases. Their voices, though soft, carried a fervent hope, a belief that education could indeed bridge the divides that separated them. The dean, who had observed the entire episode with a mixture of skepticism and hope, finally stepped forward. Today, we have witnessed a remarkable convergence of minds, a moment when passion, tradition, and innovation collided to create something extraordinary, he proclaimed. Let this be a catalyst for change, not only within these walls, but throughout our academic community. Our curriculum must evolve to honor the rigor of mathematics while embracing the insights that come from diverse perspectives. Mr. Markham, his eyes still fixed on the board where Clint's solutions were etched in crisp lines, turned to address the class once more. I have learned a valuable lesson today, he said softly. In my quest to make our studies relevant to contemporary issues, I lost sight of what makes mathematics so powerful: its clarity, its precision, its unyielding pursuit of truth. I pledge to you all that I will work tirelessly to restore that balance in our curriculum, one that respects both the timeless nature of mathematics and the ever-changing world we inhabit. Clint Eastwood, who had become an unexpected beacon of wisdom and humility, smiled gently. Knowledge is a journey we all share, he remarked. Let us continue to walk this path together, always questioning, always learning, and always honoring the truths that bind us. As the class drew to a close, the echoes of that transformative morning lingered in the minds of everyone present. The story of the day when a celebrated icon and a passionate teacher clashed, and ultimately, collaborated, would be recounted for years to come. It was a story of reconciliation, of growth, and of the undeniable power of education to unite disparate worlds. In the weeks that followed, the ripple effects of that day spread throughout Redwood University. Attendance in the advanced calculus class soared, and students from other departments began to seek out discussions that blended rigorous analysis with thoughtful reflection on the world around them. Mr. Markham restructured his lectures, integrating moments of pure mathematical inquiry with open forums for debate and dialogue. Clint Eastwood, true to his word, continued to visit the class, offering his mentorship and sharing his deep-seated love for mathematics. One chilly evening, as a light rain began to fall outside the campus, Mr. Markham and Clint Eastwood sat together in a quiet corner of the faculty lounge. Over steaming cups of coffee, they reflected on the events that had so unexpectedly transformed their relationship and the educational landscape of their institution. Do you think, Mr. Markham asked, that we can truly reconcile the demands of academic rigor with the call for social relevance? Clint Eastwood took a moment before responding. I believe that the two are not mutually exclusive. In fact, when we honor the integrity of our disciplines while remaining open to the lessons that life teaches us, we create an environment where both truth and compassion can flourish. Mathematics is a mirror reflecting the complexities of our world. It is up to us to interpret that reflection wisely. Their conversation meandered late into the night, touching on the philosophies of education, the role of tradition in modern society, and the importance of humility in the face of knowledge. It was a dialogue that, in its quiet way, promised to reshape the future of Redwood University. As dawn broke over the campus the next day, students and faculty alike sensed that something profound had changed. The legacy of that transformative advanced calculus class was not merely in the equations solved or the challenges overcome, but in the spirit of inquiry and mutual respect that had been ignited in every heart. The story of that day became a symbol, a reminder that even in a world fraught with division, the pursuit of truth could bring us together. And if this epic journey of ideas, humility, and reconciliation has resonated with you, remember to like and subscribe for more stories that explore the profound intersections of knowledge, passion, and human spirit.